Bisa Plus 5.
Hello.
Hi.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
To meet you too.
Me too.
Thanks. So I think you want to ask me something?
Yes. I am America.
I am Steph.
My name is Kevin.
So my name is Dmitry. You can ask Dima.
Okay.
It will be easy for you. So America send me some questions for this interview. So I think I can answer on this question, or maybe we'll have another question for me.
The question that I sent to you was the question that we asking in today.
So, as I said, my name is Dmitry, so I'm 25 years old. And so how was your experience in Russia, you ask me? So what do you mean? What experience? For example, experience in work, in education, in social life.
Social life?
Social life, yes.
In social life, okay, so I can say that I was studying in Russia at school 11 years, so also I was studied at university. Now I am Bachelor of Social Science, Sociology, and also I have a master degree of Innovational Management. So if to say about experience, everything was cool in my life. Yes, so.
And now you are living in Russia or you living in other country?
So my whole life I was living in Russia, and now I'm living in St. Petersburg. Do you know this city?
No.
No? So do you know Moscow?
Yeah, Moscow, yes.
Yes, Moscow is the capital of Russia, and St. Petersburg, also known as the second capital, the cultural capital of Russia. And you can know, for example, Russian Hermitage. So I think it's the most popular museum in the whole world. So the next question about my perfect day.
Yes.
Yes, so I think it depends on each person. For me, the perfect day when I have my work, that I like, really like my work, and also I have time for my hobbies. For example, I'm playing basketball. Also, I do some martial arts, and for another hobby like watching films and so on.
Okay. And what is your favorite place in Russia?
So my favorite place, I can't say that I have really my favorite place. Our country is really large, and to be honest, I haven't time to go to the whole Russia. It's very expensive to go to the in our part of Russia, and for example, I live in St. Petersburg, and it is cheaper to go abroad. For example, to the country that are located near St. Petersburg, for example, Finland, maybe Belarus, Ukraine, and other countries, Sweden, Norway, and it is cheaper. For example, it's very strange that it's cheaper than to go inside your country to another region, because we have very expensive tickets for plane, for example, and we have really a lot of interesting places in our country. And for example, if to talk about my own city, I would like to go through the streets to the center of the city, because it's really cool and it's there is really beautiful. Okay, do you understand me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
How the Russian people?
So I can say that it depends on people. I think the same situation in the whole world. For example, some people can have really bad relation to you, but in my life, I am friendly person, and I have really good friends, good people with whom I communicated. So that's why I can say that everything really fine. But it depends on person, and it depends on I think the same situation in the whole world. So in the every country we have bad people and good people, and it can't be that all our citizens are good. No, we have bad people, they have good people, and it's okay. And you choose by yourself people with whom you communicate.
Okay, now we are ask you some question about education. So if you, I think that you can answer because you're studying in Russia. So what do you think about education in Russia?
About education in Russia, do you mean? What do I think? So it's very interesting question. I think that we have good education, but it strongly depends on university. If we talk about universities, am I right? So it depends on university because we have really bad university with bad quality of education. So it's small universities and so on, but also we have really good universities. For example, we have, I think, and you have rating of top universities in your country, in the whole world. For example, in my country, and I was studying in the first of this rating university, and it was very interesting because we have a lot of teachers from all over the world. For example, we have teachers from Korea, from United States of America, a lot of teachers, and it's really good practice. And also we have a lot of practical experience. So I can say that it depends strongly on universities. Of course, we have bad universities that can give you a lot of knowledges, and there is very bad old teachers that can't know everything. And for example, from our modern life, for example, and they can give you practical knowledges.
Do you think the education in Russia has a good level?
Uh, I'm sure that some universities can really give you good level of education. For example, Moscow State University is the first university of Moscow. Also, the St. Petersburg State University, it's top of our universities, and they gives you really good knowledges. And for example, but if we talk about another small cities, I can say that there is really bad education.
Okay. How expensive is to study in Russia?
So we have free education, and sometimes free, sometimes it's cost money. It depends on your knowledges. For example, when you end school, you should pass your final exam. And so,
No, continue. Sorry.
yes, so you should pass your final exam, and it depends on your marks. So if you get good marks, you can study free, and if you have bad marks, you have to go by money. So if you say about is it expensive or not, I think it depends on country. For example, for me it can be expensive, and for you it can be expensive. So I will switch it in US dollars. 1 second. It will be interesting.
Well, I think it depends. How do you say? Is, for example, do you study in a, I don't know, if exists a public university or a private university?
So, for example, in our country, private university they is not good.
Oh, okay.
So yes, so we have good universities. They are government universities, and there you can study free or by money. It depends on your final exam at school. So 1 second. So for example, I was studying at university. I was studying for free, so I have good marks. But people who pay money, it was about $3,500. $3,000-$4,000. So, but it was really good universities. If we talk about not good universities with low quality of education, it will be about $1,000. Is it
you, which
expensive or not? What do
continue?
you
I'm
think?
sorry. I can wait.
So I ask you, what do you think? Is it expensive or not?
Um, I think yes.
Yes, I think this is more expensive. For example, here in Mexico is not more, well, depend the university, but it's most cheap than Russia.
Much cheaper. Okay. Okay, so I understand you.
And well, I have other question. You study for, I don't know, 2 months and you pay, or how can I explain?
So in our country, you pay for half of year.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes. So the next question, which is the best university in Russia? It is difficult to say because we have a lot of universities, and for example, one university will be really good in mathematics, one will be really good in social sciences, and so on. But if we take rating for the whole Russia, so in general, my university, it was High School of Economics. It's one of the best universities in Russia.
So depends what of the career that you want to study.
It depends on faculty, of course. Of course, for example, I think that in general, one university can be the best in social sciences, in languages, in mathematics, programming, and so on. I think it's normal.
Okay, what careers can you study in Russia?
What careers do you mean? What do you mean? Is it the faculty?
Yeah, well, in the university, what career can you study? For example, you can study engineer, a medic.
So do you mean I?
No, I know.
Or in
And
general?
whatever you want, you can study whatever you want. For example, engineering, you can study medicine, you can study for teacher.
In general, in Russia.
So it depends on your own. So if I want to be a doctor, so I will go to the university to be the doctor. So if you want to be engineer, we have a lot of faculties, really a lot of. So engineers, sports faculties, doctors, social sciences, languages, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and so on. I think like in your country, maybe. So, which is the most demanded career in Russia? So I think that we have trend for programmer. Do you understand me? So JavaScript and so on.
Is it like a computer?
Programmer. So it's like computer science. I think it's the most popular, and where I can say that programmer really have big salaries.
And how are the classroom inside?
So it depends on university because, for example, in my university I have really good classrooms with a lot of techniques, computers, and so on. But I know universities with really bad classrooms, very old, they are not repaired, and so on. So in my universities, we have big classrooms for example, 100 people. Also, we have small classrooms for small groups, for example, for computer science, and so on, where you can work with computers.
And how are the teacher?
I can say that it depends on universities. For example, our university gave us opportunity to get the best teachers. So they invited from other countries, for example. And also, as I said, that very bad universities, they had very bad really teachers. It can be old teachers that have very old knowledges.
What do you like about the schools, teachers, and it things of the schools?
I can say that sometimes teachers in at school may be rude. Do you understand it? This word?
Good. Mm,
Okay, so I will write you. I can say that sometimes they
Okay.
are rude. For example, I think in our countries it's the same. But it depends on teacher. That some teachers will be really the best for me, but some teachers I don't like. For example, some teachers which so loud, which shut on us, and so on.
And what career do you study?
So as I said, I have a bachelor degree of social science. It's sociology. And after that, I went to another university to get master degree. Now I have master degree of innovation management.
And do you consider the time for study in Russia is too be long?
So, for example, in our country, to get bachelor degree, you can spend about 4 years. 4 years for bachelor degree, and for master degree, 2 years. And I can't say it is long or no, or it's no long, but I know, for example, my brother was studied in England, and there is 3 years for bachelor degree and 1 year for master degree. So the whole education is only 4 years. In our country, in Russia, it's 6 years. Of course, I will be glad if my education will be shorter because I understand that I need to work, I need to earn money, and it's very difficult, for example, in 23, 24 years to study because you need money. You need to rent your apartment, you need to go for a walk with you, and so on. So you need money for it.
okay. I think it was everything for the interview.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to ask me something more?
Thank you very much for your time.
So
We hope
thank you.
that you enjoyed it, and I hope see you one more time, Dimitri.
Thank you. I hope too. So if you have any questions, you can call me. So we can find time to talk. It was really interesting, and I really like to talk with foreign people from different countries. And I will be glad to help you one more time. And can you say, is it your graduation work with this interview, or for what? For what subject or for what class do you do this work?
This
Is
work,
for
It's for a project.
yes.
What they say?
Is project for English class?
Oh, it's project for English, of course.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. So you're all very nice. You're really awesome. And if you have any questions, call me, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.